Yeah, in the meantime, I'll get started while we get Faye in the call. So, welcome everybody. And if you're not new, if this is not your first time joining us on our lockdown session, you might notice we're doing it a little differently today. And that is because we're in holiday spirits already, and we want to open this up for the public. So, if people haven't had a chance to check out what we're doing here, we're going to be opening this up for on a donation-based system now, which is cool because we're still offering our live stream sessions on a ticketed thing, but I think on a ticketed basis. But I think we all think that this is a good way to get more people involved with the jazz gallery and just with the music in general. So you might be joining us from YouTube. And if you are joining us from YouTube, this message is reaching you about 20 seconds late. But if you're joining us from Zoom, welcome once again, or for the first time. And we'll be reminding you, in this case now, about ways you can donate to the Jazz Gallery to help us keep doing what we're doing here, especially with the lockdown sessions. Whatever you donate is going to help us pay the musicians that you are seeing on your screen right now, most of them at least, three-quarters of them. And
Wait,
yeah,
we only paid 3/4 of
no, we're
that.
missing one quarter of the musicians.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's coming. I think she had a wrong
Yeah, yeah,
link.
yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, I'll be
And
posting the
also,
donation link.
yes. And also, if you are watching on YouTube and if you like to come join us on Zoom so you can ask questions and talk to musicians and whatnot, I think the Zoom link is on the
It's
YouTube
posted on the
page.
YouTube link, yeah.
Yeah, so you could
So
just,
I won't really be paying attention to the YouTube page just because I'm on the Zoom here right now. But if you are on the YouTube link and you would like to participate, whether that's asking questions or commenting or whatever, we'll be reading that. I might step onto the YouTube page occasionally just to check it out, but mostly be looking at this. So, anyways, on here on Zoom, I'll be posting the link for you guys to donate, or if you want to support us by becoming a member, that's also on our website, and I'll remind you of that as well occasionally throughout the call, and as well as if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, although you're watching on Zoom. Um, Subscribing to our YouTube channel helps us a bunch because once we reach a certain number, we can actually start monetizing and uh, paying the musicians better. So that helps a bunch. Anyways, I would also like to remind you what we are doing in the next couple of weeks. Oh, Narissa just texted me. She's going to be checking the YouTube page. So that's a good help. So I would like to first of all remind you of our live stream concerts, which we're doing every week on Thursdays from the Jazz Gallery. And now that New York has some new restrictions on groupings and whatnot, we are not doing an in-person audience anymore, at least for the time being, until that gets resolved. But if you want to tune in online, as we've been doing every week, you can join us through our website, jazzgallery.org, buy tickets. And this Thursday, we're going to be featuring Eric Harlan, featuring Joel Ross and Austin White. The next concert after that is going to be December 3rd with Sachal Basandani. The one after that, on December 10th, is going to be with Harish Ragavan. And the last concert of the year from the Jazz Gallery is going to be on the 17th of December with the Jazz Gallery All Stars. So we hope you can join us for any of that. We're also going to keep our lockdown sessions going. For December, we're going to be doing a really cool thing where we're going to be featuring all vocalists who have participated in our lockdown session before, but it's going to be sort of holiday themed, and I think that's cool. Rio, do you know who's doing next week also?
Next week, it's not completely confirmed, but I have Mirena Casado Folquez. She's a great trumpet player. And I also have Adam O'Farrell confirmed. So I have two trumpeter, and I'm confirming a couple other people.
Awesome. And we also have another series that we were doing a little more sporadically with Miguel Zanon titled In Conversation. We just did our third one with Miguel featuring Kurt Rosenwinkel. There was a really nice hour and a half long interview, and it's on our YouTube page. You can go check it out right now if you want. I mean, don't do it right now because we're doing something else right now, but after we're done, go check it out. And with that said, I would like to now do the first reminder of donating to the Jazz Gallery. As I said earlier, this is how we're going to keep it going now for at least for the remainder of the year. I will post the link on the chat box right now. I think I have the right link. Yep, that's the right link. If you would like to donate, click that link, and whatever you can do, we appreciate it. We're doing a $10 suggested donation, but if you want to do if you want to do more, we won't complain.
Forward. You have to post it to everybody.
Oh, I put it to all panelists. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There it is. To everybody now. I did it to panelists.
Yeah.
Yes. So click that link and smash the donate button. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our first guest of the night, who's I think one of the most in-demand drummers of his generation right now, and someone who's just as exciting to see every single time I watch him play. And I don't know what else I can say about him, but I would like to introduce you to, if you don't know him, Kweku Sumbry, who actually was with us once before on Emmanuel Wilkins' lockdown session, but now we're doing his very own lockdown session. So welcome, Kweku.
Thank you, Ed. It's good to see you.
You too, man.
Hey, Rio. Hey, Matt. Hey, John. Hey, Faye. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's at home safe with their family. So should I just jump right into it, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
do it.
yeah, so let me video up. Okay. So
Don't forget the sound.
Yes. So basically, I'm a big anime watcher. Like I watch a lot of Naruto and stuff like that. So I basically made this song. I wrote this song. It's like a loop. What it be like? Maybe 12 bars or something like that. And I wrote this song, and I was thinking about like what videos to put it to, whatever. And I kind of like was thinking way too hard about it. I was like, oh, should this be like a social justice thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to like, and
Yeah.
I was really just psyching myself out, and I was just like, man, just take it back to your basics. Like when I first started playing drum set, I was heavy in the Naruto. I would collect all the manga. I would every week, it used to come out on Wednesdays and Fridays. Well, first I think it was Fridays, then it changed to Wednesdays. But I would read Naruto Shippuden, the manga series. And yeah, so I'm going to share a little video that I put together of Rock Lee.
Cool.
My favorite, one of my
Oh,
favorites.
he's the best.
Yeah, so hold on.
Yeah, your happy place is always good.
Okay, so just to make sure my sound is on, I'm sharing my computer sound. Just want to make everything cool. Okay. Can you guys hear it?
Yep.
Okay.
mask because it's offensive. Try wearing the mask I've been wearing all these years. I can't even tell something true unless it has a punchline. You guys aren't ready. You're not ready for this. You don't know how to survive yourselves. Black people, we're the only ones that know how to survive this. Whites, come, hurry quick. Come get your nigga lessons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew it was going. I didn't have time to really mix everything down. But the last the last sound bite was a interview of James Baldwin, and I really wish that I had fixed the audio a little bit better because I know you guys couldn't hear it. Um, but yeah, he was just basically saying how black people are the only people who are ridiculed and looked at as wrong for fighting for their freedom, essentially. And it was the way he worded it and what he was comparing it to other freedom fighters from different cultures and different races. He was saying, like, African Americans, people here in America, we're the only people who are looked at as wrong for, fighting for our freedom. So that was the last soundbite. I'm going to do a little bit more with this one clip, but this was just something I also was having, like, like I soloed over a bunch too, and I was just like, I'd rather not. Like, I just, save that for the practice room, whatever.
But I'm glad that you went through this process because it's a really different way of expressing yourself, and I think
Yeah,
that it's effective, and I was watching it, and I'm thinking this like what you put together the to the anime. I'm like this could be the actual TV show, and I'll be like, all right, cool, it
right.
works.
Yeah. I I went through some trial and error of just like moving the audio around, trying to get certain sections to fit the fight scenes. But in there was this spot sidebar. There was this spot in Brooklyn called Father Knows Best, and they will always play like anime on the projector while there would be like a jam session like every Monday and stuff like that. I'm not sure if anybody here used to go to Father Knows Best between like 2016, 18 or 19, something like that. 18 probably. But they will always do stuff like that. But I was always wondering like why I didn't see more of that. I mean, there's a lot of cats that do it. Like, you know, I can't name any names, but just, you know, scrolling on Instagram or on YouTube, you see people who make their own music to their favorite anime. And I just figured I'd give it a try.
Yeah, I enjoy that. Thank you. What was the instrument?
What was the instrument that I was playing?
Yeah.
So I played. I played everything. It's just some like I have a MIDI controller, so it's like a space flute, I think it was called, and some keyboards and some bass that I like jacked up. And then it's me playing drums and congas too. That conga part I play all the way throughout. It's really hard to play. It's like one of those like 70s grooves where the cats are just on stage, just rocking out like with Santana, just like so I gave that a shot. And drum set. Yeah. Am I missing anything else? Yeah, and drum set. And then the skits, they were just like little sound bites. The first sound bite is actually of a djembe player named Famadou Konate. You're not really going to find any of his albums out on any streaming services, but I have like 3 of his records like just in the cut. So I kind of took one little sound bite. I didn't take anything of him playing, just him saying wasa wasa wasa, which means like it's like celebration in Malinke. It's like how do I translate it? Hard to translate. It's like saying, yo, hey everybody, like that. Like we're all here, you know what I'm saying? And I took that, and then the second one was the Dave Chappelle SNL skit, which was crazy, amazing. And the last one, like I was saying, was the James Baldwin one.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was super cool. Because I mean, and people might not know this, but you're also like a very accomplished percussionist, like not just a drummer, but a percussionist too.
Yeah, I've been playing djembe my entire life since I was 1 or 2. My first gig I had was when I was 4, and I played djembe. I would say yes, I'm quite accomplished on the djembe. When I first moved to New York, I got called to play with Cyrus Chestnut, like before I had any drum set gigs. I've been playing with Cyrus too, like. Nobody really knows this. I mean, some people, my friends, but like I be on tour with Cyrus, low key, with the African.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, with the African Reflections band. Myself, I get to play with like these awesome drummers too. Like I'll be playing with like Neil Smith, and like just like randomly just playing with Killing Cats. So I play djembe a lot. I teach djembe. I play with a whole bunch of people, just like randomly playing djembe, but my goal is to be able to go on stage and just play djembe, but I've written all the music for all the instruments on stage, and like almost as if the djembe was the like a vocalist, like a lead mic. If I like, because with the djembe you could stand up with the strap, you could stand up and play, and I would like to eventually sing and play, or you know, like talk, sing, and play over my own music.
Awesome. So just to make sure, do you have anything else, or was that the whole thing?
I have others. I have one other video that I could play. It's something that I did. It's a collaborative piece that I did with. I wrote the music, but it was with these two a violist and a cellist, Paul Wianco and Ayane. I'm forgetting her last name, but I could show that. It's like 4 minutes.
Yeah. If you feel like showing it, I just want to, because Nicola just made a comment, and it's actually, I was thinking the same thing, but this is like a throwback to like early 2000s, like LimeWire anime music videos with like Linkin Park and shit.
Right. That's very true.
So yeah.
That's like my era too. Like that was like I spent a lot of time on the internet during that time. So I'm gonna show this video real quick. Let me pull it up. Okay.
If you can just like full screen it when you start playing it.
Go. Pay attention. Go. Go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I edited and produced that video, too, obviously, because I had to put the sound to it and everything. But that was for another virtual music festival. One second. Sorry.
She's like playing something.
It's a YouTube autoplay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Had to get out of there. Okay.
Yeah, your writing is so cinematic and has a vibe.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I want it to be better. I just want it to be better. Like, not necessarily more notes or less notes. I want my writing to be better. So I just try to just keep doing it, like however short or long my pieces are, just continue to do it. That's the other thing. I feel like a lot of like young musicians, we get caught up in like, oh damn, is this killing or not? Instead of just like going on to the next thing. It's something that I'm working on and I'm guilty of too. But like it's just, once you're aware of it, you just take as much time as you need to kind of push through it. So so like writing for strings for like cello and viola was like completely new to me. And I had to like go through like just like a couple of like maybe like 3 drafts and of sending it back, and they're like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just kind of redoing it. But it's fruitful. Like, writing is good. It's also therapeutic for me too when I'm able to like just go back and watch something or listen to something that I put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should take lesson from John Ellis, writing on strings.
Right.
Yeah.
Take a lesson from everybody. Matt Stevens too. He wrote one like I used to be a big Christian Scott fan. Like, not used to. I'm still a Christian Scott fan. But I used to listen to Christian Scott a lot. Like when I was like in high school and stuff, and I was like, man, this is the best guitar player in the world. Like, like you just like, when you just like, checking stuff out. And Matt, you've always been inspiring me since I started playing drums.
Well, man, I thank you so much, man. The feeling is mutual. I hope we're gonna play, right? We're gonna play on someone on Jill. I think we're playing on Jill's record together.
Joe Sanders?
No, Jill McKenna. She the bass
Oh,
player.
Jill. I thought you said Joe. Yeah, Jill. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were. Yes, we are.
That's what she told me. I think we're the only people who are gonna be playing together. So I don't know where or when, but I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah.
Whenever that might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to follow Kweku on Instagram, you can follow him at TheQuation. I will write that just to make sure.
You said it right.
Did I?
Yeah, the equation. Yep.
Okay, so yeah. Keep up with him. Is there anything you're working on right now that you want to promote?
Yes, I'm actually gearing up to release a percussion album. I have a percussion group based in Washington, D.C. We recorded a 17-track album during the middle of a pandemic. We also are producing a short documentary on the whole thing. So that's coming out sometime next year, early next year. So
okay.
You'll hear about it if you follow my Instagram. You'll see it. I post a lot of little clips of my percussion group playing, but in the next couple of weeks, you'll definitely hear more about it and how you can support it.
Definitely. So definitely go follow him. And then before we move on, I would like to once again mention donations. If you guys would like to donate to what's happening right now, what we're doing, the link is in the chat box once again. Any donation helps. It's we're asking for a minimum of $10, but if you donate more, nobody's going to complain. Nobody's going to kick you out of here. So, and also if you guys want to, once again, check out what else we're doing, go on here and you can check out what we're doing for the rest of the year, actually. And we'll be continuously updating that with different, and Kweku's posting the information of the percussion group as well. So also check that out. And also last thing is if you want to follow us on our YouTube page, go there and subscribe. As I mentioned, it always helps. So do that. Now we're going to move on to our next guest, who is one of the few musicians we've been able to feature at the Jazz Gallery as a band leader now after the whole pandemic and everything. And John, your show was awesome, just to say once again. If you guys want to also check out something of John's on our YouTube page, by the way, which is linked right there. One of the first things we started doing during the quarantine was actually posting stuff from our archives. And back in February, John released his record, The Ice Siren, which was actually a jazz gallery commission from like 10 years ago?
2009.
2009, 11 years ago. And he finally recorded it and released it, and it was released just before COVID hit, and we were able to do the CD release at the Jazz Gallery, and then the footage from the CD release is on our YouTube page, so you can watch the whole concert, and if you like that, go get the record, or if you already have the record, go watch the live version. They're both just as good as the other. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you to John Ellis.
Hi.
Yay,
Thank
Johnny.
you so much, Edward. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Rio. Thank you so much, Jazz Gallery family. Thanks, Kweku. That was beautiful. Kweku and I actually played a gig together. I don't know if Kweku even
Oh,
remembers.
really?
Yeah.
When was this?
With Victor Provost.
Oh yes.
And Kweku was playing.
I was playing djembe.
He was only playing percussion. There was a drummer on the gig, and I think Jacques Schwartzbar was supposed to do it, but like missed his flight or something. I mean, I think Victor called me like at 3 p.m. or something. You know, it was like really, really last minute. But I had played his music once before, and then yeah, I didn't know. I was wondering if Kweku remembered that.
I literally just saying that made me remember that.
It was a strange gig for a few different reasons.
Yeah, it was super strange. I also, it was at the Jazz Gallery, and I also got there. I got there late too. It was in the summertime. I was coming from DC.
Dude, you're always late.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Do you live in DC, Kweku?
I'm in between DC and New York. Yeah.
That's how you know Victor?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a memorable gig. And then I remember a bunch of people were like, man, you got to hear Kweku play drums. He's a drummer. And I was like, oh man. So hopefully we'll get to play together.
Oh yeah.
Where you're also playing drums. That would be beautiful. So I'm still just trying to get my mind around, you know, what this lockdown thing is that you guys are doing here. But I made my video.
Call it Jazz MTV. You know,
Jazz MTV.
like MTV, right?
Yeah, Jazz MTV. I'm always struck by, you know, I've been reflecting some on how our brains, our human brains, are visual oriented. They're visually dominant. And so, you know, the interesting thing about making film, I feel like, is that music recedes somehow.
Yeah.
So there's something that I think there's a part of me that resists that a little bit because I think it's hard to make music in the foreground.
But then at the same time, like, I'm sorry, I'm totally cutting you off, but
no,
like,
I want to hear.
You know, when you broadcast something on the internet, when you just record yourself performing, that also takes away from it too.
I know.
You notice that? So then, like, if something gonna be taken away, why not add something in that space that's the void that's created by internet? Do you know what I mean?
I also want to add there are ways to make the visual component of you know, whatever you're presenting be actually aiding the music. I'm gonna use an example. Last week we had Alexis Cuadrado, who did this amazing thing with a filmmaker friend of his, and it was all like abstract visuals and stuff, but it was very much sort of just supporting the music, which was interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I certainly find myself that it's really hard to make music in the foreground anyway, in our current world where it's so mediated through these devices and visual imagery. And I think that there's a general sense that it's just something I've been reflecting on generally, like sort of, if you make music, you also have to make video. Like there was a period in, you know, because I'm a little bit older, just a couple years older than Kweku, I think like 1 or 2, and there was a period when you know, when suddenly there was always video in the recording studio, like there was always a video documentation, and I just remember feeling that changed things. That there was something different about it, and I totally accept that it's necessary, you know, but it's also just something that I reflect on.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you.
You know, so suddenly, and sometimes, like, you know, for us, it took me a minute to get used to it. So sometimes, you know, you roll in the studio looking kind of beat up, and, you know, like you got a stain on your shirt and stuff, and you're going, and you're like suddenly like there's 3 cameras on you, and you're like, oh man, this is like, I didn't realize I was you know, I was going to be on TV. It's like a different mindset in a certain way. But anyway, this is thanks for asking me to do this, Rio. And
Oh no, thanks for doing it.
uh,
You always rise up to whatever I throw at you, so I
well, you
enjoy.
know, hopefully this one. So in a way, what I did. So in the beginning of this COVID moment, I really didn't have a way to record at home. And so I one of the first things I did, because I realized it was going to be longer than any of us would like it to be, I got some advice. I got a good microphone, and I have been, since the beginning, I've been recording myself and experimenting with, recording the different instruments and things like that. And so I tried to put together something that's sort of cohesive. It's basically four different musical ideas that I recorded during this time, and then there's like visual imagery that goes with the different things, and it's sort of a journal in a way. It's a sort of like the journal of this time.
Yeah. That sounds perfect.
So hope you guys like it. It's about 10 minutes long. So
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Don't forget the sound.
Okay, I won't.
See, I thought the
Ah,
visuals worked and
it's
highlighted the
beautiful.
music.
Some people are even smelling things.
Yeah.
And
Good,
there's no
good.
smell function on my computer. That was amazing. You're
There's been a
like, I
lot of
don't know
there's
what
been
to
a lot
do
of
here.
cooking during this time, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all cooking. And then last piece, just the texture and color, it was so gorgeous.
Which one? The final one?
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been trying to think about how fun it is to ambush people when you have sound come in that they don't see.
Hmm.
I mean, you know that there's something about like people with the mini versions of themselves in the boxes, but there's also something about just that the sounds aren't present. It's just like one visual, but then the other things are recorded.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why that appeals to me somehow differently than the boxes.
So what are you using right now? You have I know you have an R84 for like your sax stuff, but
That's
are
just
you?
I'm only using that mic. Yeah, it's
Oh,
good. It's active, so it's the yeah, what do you call that?
it's a ribbon mic.
It's a ribbon mic, but it's the A. It's the active one. It's
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's 840. No, I'm forgetting what it's called. 840A. But no, it works really well, even on the quiet instruments because it's powered.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like the bass clarinet sounds is really good for having one mic.
I did some experimentation in the beginning. There's a sweet spot of where to place it.
Hmm.
It's a good mic, but there's also like there are places where if you don't put it in the right place, then suddenly you know an octave drops out. But
Yeah.
I know a good spot. I'll show you next time.
Cool. Well, no, because we have one of
thank you,
those at the
John. I
gallery
really
too,
enjoyed
so
that.
it's
You
good.
do?
It's good. Yeah.
Right, that's
You know what?
I think we used that with you.
I think I took a picture when I found the spot that was working the best. I think I took a picture, so actually I could just send it to you and you could see.
Yeah, no,
it.
because miking bass clarinets is always like so rough for me.
Actually, there's some in some ways I feel like when you two mics, it solves a problem, but it also introduces another problem. Like you know what I mean? It introduces. I think if
you get phasing issues.
I think especially in a live setting, like in the gallery, I think if you could just get it with one mic, you're probably you're actually probably just kind of better off.
Yeah.
You know, it also depends a lot if the person wants to stand.
Right.
You know, that it's I mostly record it sitting. I've been trying to figure out because the low C bass clarinet is so big, obviously, that I've been trying to figure out how to play a standing and still have it work well. It's not that easy to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
It's that instrument is not meant to be played standing. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
So
Got you.
anyway,
Cool. Well, there's a lot of comments for you, so if you want to go through them.
I haven't seen them, but I will check.
Yeah. If you guys want to follow John on Instagram, John Ellis Music. Is there anything you're working on, John, in the meantime?
Yeah, I'm always working on different things. As a matter of fact, before this COVID lockdown, I was in the studio really regularly, so I actually have a bunch of recorded stuff from previous that's not finished and not out.
Mm-hmm.
So just expect some of that soon. The various studio sessions that I have. There's another double wide record that we made, which is actually going to be great, and it's more than a year old now, and I haven't even tried to mix it.
Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning it when we did the happy hour hang with you.
Yeah, it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. I don't know if you guys have the same experience. I mean, first of all, time is passing in such a bizarre way.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
And then also, there's sort of like this idea that suddenly you should have more time, but somehow you don't. Or at least for me, I feel like I'm sort of suddenly still. I've recreated my life so that I don't have any time. Yeah, I don't know if that's a familiar experience. In the beginning, I was like, "This would be great. I'm gonna have so much time." Yeah. So anyway, that's on the list of things that I haven't taken care of that I need to. So yeah, I'm playing tomorrow with Greg August for a live stream.
Oh.
And it's been such a long time coming that I feel like I would be remiss in not mentioning it tomorrow. It's his Dialogues on Race project that was also a commission for
Jazz Commission.
Yeah, same time as the Ice Siren, and he's been working so hard and had the great unfortunate circumstance that sort of right when the record came out is right when everything sort of locked down. But we're playing at that Soapbox place, live streaming. So,
how can people access that?
Soapbox Gallery. They're doing a live stream. Yeah, I don't know the link, but I'm sure if you look up Soapbox Gallery, it's in Brooklyn on Dean Street.
That's enough. So yeah, Google Soapbox Gallery and go check that out tomorrow if you guys have time.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, John. That was great.
Thank you.
All right. So once again, I would like to interrupt this session for some paid advertising or unpaid advertising. So yeah, as I've been mentioning, this is now a donation-based stream that we're doing at least until the end of the year. So yeah, drop whatever you can. If you can do $10, that's what we're suggesting. If you can do more, nobody's going to complain. Nobody will be sad. You can do it at this link. It'll take you to a PayPal page, and you can do that. If you guys are tuning in from YouTube, the link should be in the description there, so you can do that as well. Remember to check out our website, jazzgallery.org, and our YouTube, www.youtube.com/thejazz. I'm just saying it as I write. Yeah, and what else? Any other ads I should mention?
I think that's good for right now.
Geico, get Geico car insurance. I don't know. Geico, sponsor us. Cool. So with that said, we're going to move on to our next guest, who has been labeled by the great Kweku Sumbry as the greatest guitar player on the planet. No. Matt Stevens is an incredible guitar player, and I think the first time I saw you play was with the Next Collective at LPR. And that was a really, really cool introduction to your playing, and then hearing your music is also amazing. And then you also have released a new record, co-led with Walter Smith, entitled In Common 2. So everybody go check that out, and please help me welcome Matt Stevens.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Edward. Thanks for that nice introduction. And thanks for inviting me to do this, Rio. I appreciate
well, thanks for doing it.
Yeah. Like most of us, I've been just like playing alone all the time. And so, and mostly practicing and kind of trying to get to stuff that no one would care if I practiced or not, but that I want to practice for myself. And so I was getting kind of burnt on that and just missing performing and missing playing and like the experience of doing that, and not being able to do it with other people. It sort of flowed naturally into an opportunity to practice solo guitar playing, which I haven't done much of up until this point. And I bought a beautiful old Martin guitar last fall for a few things that I had to do, and I just got really attached to it, and so I've been playing all this solo music, and as we've been kind of locked down, I've been like thinking about some different recording projects I'd like to do when we are on the other side of this, and one of them was, this is sort of a bit of a non sequitur, but the first three pieces in this thing that I'm going to show are all the beginnings of what will hopefully be slightly longer pieces on a solo guitar record that I've started recording, these were like the seeds, and they're slightly elaborated on. And then the last piece is not a song that I wrote. It's a song that Arose wrote, and one of the ideas that I had to record after all this is over was to make a record of my friends and peers' music. I don't know. I sort of thought that would be interesting. I mean, we record our own music all the time, and then there's like an agreed upon canon that we like tap into, and But I thought, man, it would be really interesting and fun to just ask some people to, hey, do you have anything that you'd want to get recorded by me and some people? So
what if somebody said no?
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure they will. It's just a matter of time. And so this was sort of a demo that I elaborated on for Ambrose, because he sent me this song and he said, this is the last in the four pieces that you're going to hear. And he was just saying, hey, I'd love to hear this on guitar. Could you send it to me? And so I just messed with it, and that's the last of the 4 pieces. And then so for the video portion, I thought of a friend of mine who I met through my wife. They went to grad school in Pittsburgh together, and he's a theater artist named Joshua William Gelb, and he's been doing this really cool thing since the lockdown called Theater in Quarantine, where he's turned his closet in his apartment in the East Village into essentially like a little, like a miniature theater, and
Wow.
and he's been doing some really, really brilliant work and beautiful stuff. And I sort of thought that it was a reflection of what I'm trying to do, just in a different medium, just kind of seeing what you can get to alone. And so I put this music together and sent it to him, and he made a beautiful video. And so that's what I had to show you guys. So
Wow.
yeah. So anyway, I hope you like it, and thanks for having me. And yeah.
Let's see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that was incredible.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
You
Yeah,
see, Casa's like, send me the video.
I'll put.
She's gonna chop it up and do something.
Oh, fantastic! Great. I'm gonna put Josh's YouTube channel in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah.
So cool.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
I will. Yeah, it's a great group of artists. So, anyways, thanks again. Thanks for having me, Leo. And yeah.
It's so incredible what he did with the meat. I mean, it just everything made so much sense, and it's so simple and but it's so effective and creative, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, we didn't talk on. We didn't even discuss it. I just sent him the master, and
Wow.
that was it. And we were on the same page, so there wasn't a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
So I hope that I think as musicians, like, I'm sure I can speak for all of us when I say that it's like the most exciting thing often is when someone just has an idea and then they just throw it into your court and they just want you to do with it what you will, and they want you to be inspired by it and to run with it, and when it's with people that you admire and etc., then good things can happen.
Yeah.
They sure
Agreed.
did. And it's sort of like I was thinking like, during this quarantine, a lot of musicians are doing things where they record a track and then pass it on to another musician, they like layer the track. But this is sort of like that, but with a different medium, right?
Yeah.
It would be fun
Yeah.
like if people started doing a project where somebody, there's a music layer and then there'd be like visual and I don't know, some like oratory things on top of it, just sort of, via internet, improvise, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Multidisciplinary thing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was, right? Exactly. Just
Yeah.
taking something and sending it up the ladder, but via a different medium. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Cool. Well, if you guys want to follow,
Who's the special guest? I'm sorry.
oh,
My special
I
guest.
was
Say
just asking
hi.
quick who's the special
Oh,
guest.
Say hi.
hi.
We enjoyed your performance, Matt. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I enjoyed yours too.
yeah.
And the
If you
show
guys-
is very good.
So I was gonna say, if you guys want to follow Matt on Instagram, you can follow him at Matthew Thomas Wyatt. Is there anything that you're working on that you would like to promote also?
Yeah, sure. I have a new, if it doesn't get canceled in March, I'm making a new Matt Stevens record, and then that In Common series with Walter Smith that I co-lead is making its third and final album. It was supposed to be recorded in June.
Final?
Well, it was a 3 record thing, and
Oh, okay.
so there's 2, and then so we were supposed to do the last one in June, and but it's got bumped to sometime in 2021. But I'm looking forward to that. So I've been writing for that, and it's a quintet record with Chris Davis and Dave Holland and Terry Lynn, and then the other thing that I've been doing in kind of quietly the last year or so is I've been working on this band project with Corey King and Eric Dube called 60, and
Oh, nice.
it's been really fun, and we've just been releasing music digitally, and so the Instagram is at 60_music, and if you just put 60 into Spotify, we come up pretty quick. So
Awesome.
yeah, follow us, check us out.
Yeah, that handle followed me yesterday. I'm like, who is this? I don't know these people. That was
Me. Sorry to disappoint you.
That's awesome. Yeah. Eric is like one of my favorite drummers, and like I rarely get to hear him play, so it's nice.
He's also a really good composer too.
Yeah.
He is.
He got some pens.
He is. He's unbelievable, and he's an unbelievable musician, and he's my best friend in the world. So it's always fun to do stuff together.
So for the In Common record, I feel like you guys have to pace like Chris and Dave's faces over the faces that you already pasted over.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like leave some of like the background there of like the other faces, like Micah's
Right.
face, you know.
Right, exactly. Right. We need to sort of leave a trace of
Yeah.
everybody previously. Oh my God. I
That's
know.
awesome.
I know.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Matt. That was awesome. That was
Thanks.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So paid advertising, unpaid advertising, unless you guys want to pay for it. But make sure to remember to donate. The link is in the chat box. If you haven't donated, or if you already donated, you can donate again. We're not, we don't limit donations. You can donate as many times as you want, as much as you want. Helps us keep going and helps us keep paying the musicians. Consider joining us on our website, become a member at jazzgallery.org. You also get discounts for all of our online activities. So that's the lockdown session, the live streams, everything. You get a nice, sweet little discount when you become a member. So you can get more information there, and follow us on youtube.com/thejazzgallery. If you're watching from YouTube, you will find the donate link in the description. And if you're on YouTube for some reason and haven't joined our Zoom, please join our Zoom. You can interact with us here. Is that it? I think that's it. Make sure to join us on Thursday for Eric Harland live from the Jazz Gallery. So yeah, without further ado, we have one more guest. Last but not least, is an incredible vocalist.
Not least at all.
Yes, an incredible vocalist, and I feel like I should mention probably one of my favorite shows that I've seen in New York was Tyshawn's Stone Week from 2016, I think it was, that he did the whole week with. I went to see you, and I went to see Jen Shu with Tyshawn, both duo shows, and it was awesome. And I also recall we had you at the Jazz Gallery a couple times with your Faye Victor ensemble, and it was a pleasure to have you there as well. So if you're unfamiliar, please get familiar. But if you are or you're not, please welcome Faye Victor.
Wow. Thanks to be here. Thanks. Yeah. First of all, I just want to say it was so great to see and experience the work of John, Kweku, and Matt earlier. So thank you for that. That was beautiful to experience and to listen to. I've actually been quite busy since the lockdown, at least since August, I would say. And I've actually even had quite a few live performances in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had maybe 3 now, with live audience also. Social distance protocols, very organized, but yeah, and that's been amazing. It's been amazing just to see people and just to have people respond in real time and in a real space. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm especially grateful that I have a really large project that's about the Trump administration, and the plan was to have a large presentation around Indigenous Peoples Day, around that whole weekend. And obviously we weren't able to do that, but I was able to present a portion of it through a festival, the Division Festival I had downtown, and live, outside with audience and everything. So that was, so I've been doing okay, and doing a lot of online things, doing a lot of over the past few months. Great to be here. This is it's always, since I've been doing online things, it's been sort of different experiences, streaming, performing live, sending in a video. And this time I did something I haven't done before, which is I took your prompt, Rio, and your rotor when you send that link, and I used that platform to create the video.
It's kind of fun, right?
It's so fun. It was so fun. I had so much fun with that. And so I used their clips, so you're not going to see me in the video, but it's my music, it's my voice. And what I did was just one of the things that has come out of lockdown for me is, for the first time, I developed a solo project. I had never done that before. And I've been performing it on some online platforms, and the project is called Black is Beautiful. And for me, it's a response to the period we went through right after the killing of George Floyd. And I wanted to kind of make some statements and sort of frame things in a slightly different way. So out of that project, I start off the video with a piece called Black Women's Music. And then I move on. I was recently invited to celebrate the great Yusef Lateef's 100th birthday. And so I sort of channel a little bit of Juba Juba from the Blue Yusef Lateef album. And then I end with something from a group of mine, which just brought a record out called Sound Noise Funk. And it's something from my last record, actually, sort of a clarion call. It's called Creative Folks. So that's what I want to share with everyone.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
see it.
And it's okay. Built on the power of our voices. This music this music. This music was built on the sound of Black women's voices. This music was built on the sound of Black women's voices. Our sound, our soul, our pain, our witnessing, our seeing, our holding, our bosom, our determination, our subjugation, our abuse, our dismissal, our sidelining, our blood. Our children and their children, we are the anchor and the base. We show our dignity and strength. We represent the burden, the uplift, and the joy of creation. We carry it in our voices, strong and unshakable, distinct. The cry of hell that meets the elation of the righteous path to heaven. The sound that told us all to hold on since humans were created. Was a Black voice. This music we call jazz was built on the power of that, 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 built on the power of our voices, 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 built on the power of our voices. This music we call jazz is built on the power of black women's voices. This music we call jazz is built on the power of black women's music, black women's music. Black women's music. Black women's music. I knew.
Creative folks, we who keep our perspective just far enough to see. Keep creating, keep creating. The creating is connection and the contact feels like love. Remembering what is true in all of us. We need each other. Creative folks, we who keep our perspective just far enough to see. Keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. The creating is connection and the contact feels like love. Remembering what is true in all of us, we need each other. We are the last revolutionary act. Creative folks, creative folks. Thank you. My name is Faye Victor. It's an honor to be part of the lockdown sessions this week for the Jazz Gallery.
It's an honor to have you.
Yeah, man, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so good. Thank
Wow,
you.
thank you. Wow. Wow, that really means a lot. Yeah. Yeah, and that was, like I said, it was so fun to make that video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with those images and how you put that all together.
Well, they kind of I didn't do it all myself, honestly, but I picked all the images. I handpicked all the images.
Yeah, so good. Wow.
Casa's
you.
gonna go create now.
Casa Elbows is
Oh my god.
inspired. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
and, I think that one of the reasons we like doing in this format is that everybody's so sort of like displaced by this pandemic, and artists, we usually have a forum, like if you go to a festival, or there's a places we can see each other and commune with each other through music. But right now we don't have that, and it's so great to see how everybody approaches the same thing in such a different way, and it's always a lot of fun for me to just
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
Yeah.
have this
thank you, Rio, for
Yeah, thank
asking
you.
me. Yeah.
experience. Oh,
And I just wanted to share,
doing
just
it.
because I'm not sure if that was clear. All the text, that was all my text. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I figured it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and the creative people. I mean, here's the thing that I know that we opened the lockdown session to pay what you will format, because now that we're going back into lockdown again, and I feel like this is a place where it actually feels like community gathering, and it's important for us that a lot of people have access to this. But at the same time, I'm always torn about the fact that artists' work is never. It's like how do I say this? Like, people feel like it's okay to enjoy artist work without paying for it.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I know how hard you guys work for, yes, it's a 10 minutes video, but it's a lot of work, you know what I mean? Just put like ideas together and music together, visual, and bring that all of that. It's a lot of work. And I really hate saying donation, but for the time being, things are the way they are. It seems like the right things, at the moment. But where am I going with this? Oh, so going back to your poetry, like, you know, people don't consider artists the essential workers, but in my mind, artists are the essential workers. Because without art,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how
I
I
agree.
feel.
No,
So
we are
I
essential.
I agree too, especially in the age of scrolling. Like when we just scroll, like I don't even call it surfing. It ain't surfing the web. It's just scrolling. Like in the age of scrolling, the only people who are really inspiring people are artists. Like visual artists, dancers, musicians, drummers. Literally, like anytime we create something and put it out there, it's like we have now sparked maybe a new artist on the horizon, or maybe an artist who put something down and wants to go finish it. You know what I'm saying? Like like you said, we're literally essential workers who kind of like work around the clock. If you think about it, like we don't have like we just work all the time. And I like Faye, in your video you were saying how like it's important for us to continue to create, like especially during these times. Like, and this sounds so cliche because I feel like I've heard it like 30 times the last 6 months, but it's really like imperative that we just continue to just make stuff. I don't care, whatever, like just make something, you know what I'm saying? Like go take a picture of something
Yeah.
and then, like, you know what I'm saying, think about that picture that you took about and make some music to the picture, or draw something, just make something and then
But
make
I just
something else.
I wanna add to that it's about making something, but also about that in the making that it connects us. It, connects us deeper. It's like, it's like if we keep making things and creating and figuring out ways to share it, like we're here right now, it connects us deeper,
Yeah.
So in the spirit of that, there's one unacknowledged thing I should acknowledge, which is that my brother, who's an amazing artist, he made the flag
Yes.
at the end of my the flag that
that was
was in there,
his.
and it was in a show of his, and he should be acknowledged. And
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he have a
Does your
website?
brother? Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
he does. Let me find it. I'll
Can you just
drop
put
it in
that
the
in
chat.
there?
I'll drop it in the chat for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, your brother is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody who's watching this on Zoom and also on YouTube, because without you guys, it doesn't mean anything. And
Yeah,
thank
I'd
you
like to
for
just very quickly just promote Faye's socials. Free Song Singer on Instagram. You also have a Patreon that people
I
can
do.
check
It's
out.
also Patreon, a free song singer.
Yeah. And is there anything that you also want to mention other than the Patreon and
Yeah,
anything you're working on?
I just released a new record on October 30th called I have an improvising quartet called Sound Noise Funk with Sam Newsom on soprano saxophone, Joe
Yeah.
Morris on guitar, and Reggie Nicholson on drums. And
Oh.
we released a new record called We've Had Enough. And it was interesting. We recorded it live in New Haven at Firehouse 12 last October. But and it was the very last thing I did was mix that record before my last public transportation run before everything. And I couldn't for like months. And then when I listened, I was like, wow, okay, this is what we're saying. So
Awesome.
yeah. So that's what's going on right now. And I'm also, I think I can say this now, but I'm also going to be on a Dave Douglas record that's coming out December 4th called Overtime.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Faye, and thank you.
Glad to hear that you're being busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm grateful.
Yeah. Well, last chance, last call for donations. Don't be left out. Don't be left out of the hang, because there's a great group of people that have been donating. I haven't been keeping track of it, and I'm just messing around. But
well, actually, yes. People have been very generous, and I want to thank you.
Awesome. Well, if you want to be part of the very special people that have been donating, you can donate once again. Boom. Also check out jazzgallery.org and www.youtube.com/thejazzgallery. There you go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go on our website. Get tickets for next Thursday or for the Thursday no, there's no Thursday afterwards. There's a Thursday afterwards. And 3 Thursdays after that. We hope to have in-person audience at the Jazz Gallery very soon. In the meantime, we're going to be online, keeping up with you guys here and whatnot.
Yes, come see us. And
Yeah.
tell your friends about it.
Tell your friends, tell your family. If for some reason you don't like us, tell people you don't like. Then they can come and give us money or something. No, but for real, we appreciate your guys' support. It as I said, it helps us keep the doors open. Not really open, but the online doors open. Yeah, and I would like to thank you, Kweku, and you, John, and you, Matt, and you, Faye. Thanks for your awesome stuff.
Yeah, it was always Saturday night. Always lifts me up. I look forward to coming to this room and see what everybody does. Okay, so anyway, should I bring up Lage or? Okay, I have to say hello to Lage. And I think Kasa's still here too. Let's see.
If they're presentable.
Let's see what they would do.
Lage
Hey, Lage.
You got his little tie on.
Yeah, he's all dressed up.
I know. How about that?
It's over, right? You want me to like
over,
usher
but I
people
just
out?
have to say hello to
Guys, it's time to go home, okay? Thanks for coming. Show's over. It's been lovely to see
Kasa.
you.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Lage.
It's beautiful, guys. It's really nice. Yeah, it's nice. You know, it's nice for me because you're supposed to social distance like 6 feet, and I did it, except I did like 6 million feet. So I'm just I'm being very responsible.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see what everyone's up to. It's really it's really fun. So yeah, thanks for that, everybody.
Well, I'm happy to see you, Lage.
Lage, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah.
You guys too, absolutely. Yeah.
You're gonna have to get up in like 5 hours or something like that.
I'm just gonna stay up. No, I always say like, oh, maybe I'll just check out like the first part of it, and then I was like, oh, but it feels so good to see like what people are up to and what everyone's doing. So then I stay up and I'll pay for it for the next week.
Yeah, that's kind of what my life has turned into.
And forget just in time for the next lockdown session. You're like, oh, it's totally fine if I stay up. But yeah.
Well, somehow it's not complete without saying, hello, goodbye to Lage.
Yeah, I'm like that guy that I'm like that guy that comes to the bar like right before like last call, minutes before. It's like I just got here. Come on, let's hang out.
And then we got to kick you out, and then it says,
I know. Yeah, but yeah, whatever works.
Indeed. All right. Time for me to make dinner.
Oh, I'm gonna make dinner too.
And I was watching John's video. I'm like, I want to leave right now and make dinner. It's making me.
I was afraid it was gonna make everyone hungry.
That's some good food, yeah.
I wasn't prepared to talk to other humans besides Lauren. So I don't know.
I know.
I'm that quarantined right now. I'm like
totally anxiety producing.
But it was great. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks.
What's up, Casa?
Chilling, man. Just not practicing drums.
I feel you. Yeah.
But I'm thinking about it.
Thinking about it?
He's working really hard.
I'm working, yeah.
Hella hard.
But I just can't get to the kit right now, and I'm feeling that anxiety of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why I don't know. I didn't solo not at all in that. I was like, I'm gonna just try to play this groove and then just do that. I ain't really trying to do nothing else.
Well, actually,
it's good to see your face though. It's good to see you, man.
No, now you have a question.
I don't have to. No, I just thought of it. Matt, that third piece was that the one that Ambrose wrote?
Yeah.
No, the last one.
Yeah, what was that third piece? That joint was tight.
So there was 4.
I think there were 4. Yeah, there were 4.
Oh, okay.
So are you talking about like the dirgy kind of one?
There's one that's like really kind of Hindemith-y. It sounds like you know Ludus Tonalis, the Hindemith pieces.
Yeah,
like
that's
like,
right. That was the Ambrose piece exactly.
That's kind of slow one.
The real slow one at the end, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one I was like, send me that, man. I need to chop that up right now.
Call him, man.
And I have to say, like those videos, like that, the closet theater was amazing. The only thing that was really distracting to me is like that guy just looks just like Jerome Sabak. So I was like, oh shit, I should probably call Jerome, make sure. Yeah.
You're like Jerome
like,
is in a jumpsuit in some guy's closet. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I gotta check in with Jerome, make sure.
That's great.
The thing is, Jerome is basically doing that. He's doing that same thing. You just don't see him in the video.
Mm-hmm.
He is doing that now. You should check on him. He's in the closet now with the light on.
He is in the closet. Okay.
So funny.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, I just want to say hi to Nicola too.
Hey, Nicola, what's up, man?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much.
Nicola, what's
really,
up, bro?
Oh, Kweku, it was so nice to see you again, man. It's been like a year, maybe. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks so much it's always nice to hear all of you.
So Italy's locked down again, completely.
Yep. Italy's been locked down again for a week, I think. So for at least.
You guys are doing so good.
Yeah, we're doing great. Yeah, we had hundreds in the summer. Now we back to 40K. So we're trying to win this race, you know.
Oh man, so hard.
Bro, we in the United States of America. It's different over here.
We're winning.
No,
we're number one.
No, we're catching up, bro. We're catching up really slowly because we're Italians, so we're really slow, but we're catching up.
What's going on in Norway? It's
Norway is, I mean, there's less cases. There's also like 50 people there total.
Well, right. Well, of course.
But it's closing down. It's like
It is, okay.
like where I am, like the Oslo area. It's like like stay home. They haven't closed down like the schools yet, but I feel like probably like the high schools are gonna be closed down next week. And yeah, and the school that I teach at, everything is closed except for you can still do private lessons.
Okay.
But all the classes, all the ensembles, all of that is like not happening or online.
Right.
So yeah, it's it's here, and it doesn't even matter really where you are, because just the whole travel thing is just out of the picture anyway.
Exactly.
But
when
yeah.
you guys were in Switzerland, did they have were there people at the club, or was it all online, or?
That was again, thank you Jessica.
Oh, you're welcome. No, thanks for doing it again.
That was amazing. Yeah, like we all just couldn't believe that like we're actually here.
I
Like,
can
this
believe
is
that
actually
happened.
Nobody could. But basically when we were there, we were quarantined together basically as a band.
Okay. Right.
So we could be in our hotel rooms, we could be on stage, and they had like we couldn't. I don't know if you've been at Marion's, but like this nice bar and restaurant and stuff. Like we couldn't go there. We had there's a separate room that was like our dining room.
Right. Same food, I hope though.
No. It was not.
They brought out the Taco Bell and stuff.
It was I don't know what it was, but it was it was like it was I mean I haven't been in jail in Scandinavia, but I think that's kind of like it's like, no, you can't go to the restaurant, you have to eat in this separate room, but you still get a menu. It was just kind of like we couldn't go into town, we couldn't go into any shops, we couldn't like have any meet people outside of that,
Right.
But just to play. I mean, I know in New York, like you guys have been playing, but over here, like for me, it's been like since 1982. Not just because of COVID, also because of like business reasons and like just the way I play. But it was just like it's been so long, and I remember we did the rehearsal and it was just like, wow, this feels super weird. And then we did the first set and it was just like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world, like this is amazing. So yeah, it was really fun, but as we were doing it, it was also closing down.
Right.
So it was like there was some people there first night, and then there was like a little less the second night, and then they canceled the last night. And when I went home, like I flew through, like Zurich Airport, which is super busy, Copenhagen Airport, which is just like super, I was there like by myself. No, it was just like a ghost town. It was so strange. So yeah, it just
sitting alone at Joe and the Juice, not doing anything else, right?
I was like, I'm gonna go to because I love the spicy tuna sandwich. But yeah, no, it was amazing and amazingly bizarre at the same time.
Yeah.
So did they have was it like a limited capacity that that they were letting in at Marion's? It was like
it was like it's that place is like it feels kind of old, like a Vanguard-y kind of place or something, but it was like no drinks, like nothing is served.
Wow. Right.
And then like don't get there like more than like 5 minutes before, and then you sit here and then you sit over there. It's like playing the Vanguard for like 12 people or something.
Right.
Wow.
With masks and but musically, I mean, it was amazing.
You guys sounded great. Marcus sent me some recording, and I was like, wow, yeah.
It was just so fun, and it was just, I mean, I had an amazing time. I kept thinking, like, those kind of things, like, I mean, I would have put that band together if I had the budget to do it. But it's also like still kind of like, you know, like somebody else put it together, you know, and sometimes those things can be like a little funny, you know, like it's like, oh, it's almost cool, but it's like it's a little weird. And then I kept thinking like, yeah, usually there's like just one person that doesn't quite gel, and I was like, oh, this is totally working. And then the second I was like, wait, am I the guy?
But it's all people that have been like either in your bands or you've been in their bands.
No, yeah, I mean,
Like,
it was family, you know, it was family, but it's weird. It was like a bunch of cousins that never like really got together, you know, like had a meal together or something.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, it was really nice, and it just kind of gave me a big
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Faye.
Thank you.
Bye, Faye.
Take care.
Take care.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
What's New York feel like right now?
Well, this is closing up again, so
yeah.
Yep. It feels like I think everywhere else pretty much except for Australia. I talked to Linda a couple of days ago, and there hasn't been any new cases in Australia. So Linda said that people don't wear masks and people hugging and kissing and doing things normally. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That was very jealous.
Maybe we should move to Australia.
Well, yeah, then like we'll be bringing shit over there.
Yeah, well, they let me in even there.
And then they're gonna have to close down the whole country.
Yeah. I'm hoping that number 46 does a better job. I'm assuming he will.
Yep. I mean, the only way is up at
Yep.
this point.
There's no way to do worse.
It's a pretty low bar, yeah.
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 I was gonna say like maybe if he goes around and gives everybody the virus, but actually the current one has been doing that, so no, he can't do it. Yeah.
No,
cool.
There's no way to go though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
all right. I'm gonna go.
we're gonna make dinner now. Dinner time.
Yes. Dinner time. Yes. Thank you,
Nice to see you
everybody.
guys. Yeah.
Bye. See everybody.
I will see
All right,
you
take care, everyone.
Nice to see you.
next week,
Talk soon.
Friday, okay?